Monday, 2nd of October, start of a new month. September's done and dusted, and I think I'm going to do a separate video to go through all of the finance stuff. That's how last week finished up, and that's what the month looked like, as kind of you've seen that as we've tracked along anyway. So quite a jump up on August, and I'm going to do a separate video for the actual kind of financial bit. Otherwise, it just chews up a whole lot of time and we end up with like a super long vlog. So a good week all in all, and definitely the best weekend we've ever had. There was a whole bunch of orders. There were 10 orders in over the weekend, and there's been 2 more orders this morning on Bricklink. There was a fair few orders on Brickowl as well over the weekend, of which there was 1, 2, is that one? No, there was 2 on Brickowl and there was 8 on Bricklink. One of them was a collection. So I don't know why I'm showing you that screen, because it doesn't really tell you anything, doesn't it? Anyway, so that's been super. Over on YouTube, the new vlog went up as always. You can see what crap I get watching, and it's definitely doing well. It's kicked off well. It's up to 149, which I think is a little bit ahead of where last week's vlog was at this this stage of the game. A couple of nice comments from some regular commenters. Twinsers dropped one in there following on our Ahsoka kind of chat, and Harry123's got a good point about projectile and stud shooters. So that's all good. So let's have a quick look at the orders. We'll start with the 2 that are over here. This one off Brickowl was pretty much clearing me out of those bright light yellow, which I think was in that kind of Easter egg kind of set, and then a couple of black parts for that one. Quite a few of these are international orders. This one's not. This is a WA order, which is real nice. One of those ones that's going for domestic letter, so it's going to be a bit of a squash and a squeeze in there. There was a large base plate, or plate, kind of grey one, which actually had a scratch down it, so kind of refunded that, but I'm going to send it anyway because it's not good to me in the store. Well, I suppose I could put it back in as a used item, but then the buyers kind of missed out on the stuff that they needed. So yeah, that one's all set to go. And then over here we've got this one's off to the UK. A little series of black parts, some white stuff, trans stuff, and then the minifigure madness continued. And let me just move a few bits and pieces. So the names are covered up to protect the innocent. There we go. Yeah, that's good. So we had a used clone trooper from the 91st Mobile Reconnaissance Corps over there. And then this one's going to the States, which is 2 of the torsos for the Tin Man from the collectible minifigures. The shipping's like off the scale, but the parts aren't too bad a price. But you know, happy days. All of these things getting shipped off. One of these orders is to New Zealand. I think it's not this one. This one's just a whole load of Hoth stormtroopers and things like that. A real selection of those, which is fantastic. Clearing them out. Now this is the one that's off to New Zealand, which includes Ezra and Kanan, and a astromech and Ray, isn't it? This one came in as 2 separate orders. They're just parts for Obi-Wan. Is that right? Yeah, Obi-Wan. That were on a minifigure that wasn't complete. I didn't have the hair for him, so he was kind of parted out last week when I did that, and that's gone. And then I think you might have seen that one at the end of last week, and I know it's still sitting on my desk, but it's going to the post office in a moment or two once I've kind of all the labels and everything are done. So yeah, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 orders, because there was one that was picked up as well. So I'm going to get those all packed up, and then come back, give you a quick look at the figures, and talk about kind of October's strategy and what I kind of learned from September in terms of all of that regular uploading. Okay, so I've picked those 2 orders, and another one came in whilst I was doing that, which is fantastic. This one's actually off to America. Parts order, black, bit of orange, the usual dark and light blue grey. Nice, local, like 1s and 2s of things. So obviously somebody completing a set, I would say. This one is a local order, staying in WA. A whole bunch of black and dark blue grey, a little bundle of light blue grey and some white, and the odd little red studs. And then the one that just came in is clearing me out of these little 2x1 bricks with the studs on the side, and another couple of minifigures. They really have gone well in the last few days, minifigures. So that's 3 more to add to the little bundle that's over there, and get them off to the post office. Expecting a delivery, got the notification there's a delivery about to arrive, so I'll wait for that before I go to the post office, but a job well done there. Okay, so it's Monday afternoon, and I've just been sorting some parts to go into the store. Nice little hit of 2,300 little bits and pieces going in, which is good. Keeps the inventory increasing. There's been another order during the day, but I'll show you that tomorrow, because I did want to just quickly go over September's financial performance. Like I say, I'm going to do a bigger video based on it all. So that takes us to 128,829. The original, well, the target for the end of the week is 130. But how sustainable that is now that orders are getting more frequent and bigger is a bit of a challenge. But a good challenge to have, isn't it? So, right, where are we? Here we are. So this is the picture. If I pull back, you can see it, can you? So this month, obviously, has, well, you know, been the best month that we've had so far, in terms of nearly all of the statistics. Followers on YouTube are up, Instagram followers has crept up, total orders has rocketed from 67 last month to 105 this month, with Victoria still being the champion there, but overseas increased massively. Western Australia as well kind of has really kicked into life, and the Northern Territory featuring for the first time. So that's fantastic, good spread across the country. And then in terms of where we're starting October, so we started with 126,996. That was yesterday's parts quantity. That was 8,100 lots. Where are we sitting at now? 8,109, so it hasn't gone up a great deal. And that gives us 18 fans for the store on Bricklink. Average sales for September per day were 3.6. Some weeks we were up at 4.4, which is pretty good. And the average sale value was up. Items sold, 7,500 items, which is decent. And the total orders 108 there, but it says 105 down below. So again, the variation in its statistics, like if you cancel an order, Brick Freedom still counts it. So, you know, like that $200 set cancellation still gets counted and stuff like that. So it's not a perfect science. So that takes us through to kind of October. I don't know how long October is. Is it a long month or is it a short month? Let's have a little look. October is 4 weeks. Is that 1, 2, 3, 4? Yeah, it's only 4 weeks. So that's okay. And as I said, kind of keeping the part number up when you're selling 7,000 items in a month means you've got to do so much more than that. So I think we're going to reach a point where that kind of rapid increase steadies out a bit, because it's just, you know, the time and effort and expense of getting that many parts into the store is hard work. That said, I'm going to start introducing some of the used stuff, and I'm going to consider buying some more of these really useful drawers to have a separate section for used parts. Not trying to get carried away with the used parts, just going to work through some of the things that I have existing that I can break down and part out that way, focusing on useful parts, interesting parts, rare parts and things like that. So I think that'll help increase the lot count and also bring more people into the store, because the used stuff does tend to sell, which is a good thing. So that's where we're at on that. I'm going to do a bigger video that looks back over the 3 months and kind of pans that out a bit. And I'm also going to start doing some of the little, I guess they'd be little vlogs which are guides. So I'm going to do one about if you're thinking of starting a Bricklink store, what you should, get lined up and have a think about before you start. That's going to be the first one. And I'm going to do some content on the website that kind of mirrors that as well, and see how that goes as we progress with trying to push along kind of the audience for the YouTube channel, which is up to 428, which is great. That's rocketed up kind of 3 today, and the video is doing really well. It's 171, so that's storming ahead. There is sometimes YouTube tells you it's got like notifications, but you've already seen it, which again, all these things, it's not perfect, is it? So that's where we're at today. The store kind of, that's the order that came in. Minifigure parts again, just shows you how valuable putting those one in, because so many of the sales over the weekend were minifigure parts. So that's where we're at. Decent total. Feedback continues to be really good, and we're going to just crack into this during the week, and I'll show you the bits and pieces that I'm up to as we go along. I'm not sure if I'll release the video about the first 3 months financials this week or wait till next week. I guess it depends how much time I've got this week to do kind of like some graphics to go with the presentation of it, but I shall catch you later. Morning, Tuesday, and 7 orders in overnight. An unprecedented start to the week, which is brilliant. Does prove my point about how difficult it's going to be to keep the part number high, because almost all of these orders are kind of quantity. So let's have a quick look. We've got 69 items, 10 lots. Clearing me out of a couple of bits. Those not quite sure what those parts are called. What are they called? Slope 45 with cutout. Clearing me out of those pretty much. I think it left me one. Couple of cones, some wedge plates, all good. Nice big order. Again, kind of some real volume on some of these parts. Let me just get this phone cable out of the way. Pretty much hammering me on 2x8 dark blue grey plates. Those, what are those called? Light blue grey slopes, curved yet again. Only put them in the store yesterday, gone already. Some I really should know what these are. Modified tiles, really? Okay. And some hinge brackets and stuff like that. So that one looks like someone replenishing their own store. Real mixed bag, this one, kind of all sorts of bits and pieces. A lot of white, a lot of black, then a little assortment of kind of trans black stuff, and a windscreen, some kind of mudguard, wheel arch type stuff. So maybe they're building something automobile orientated. Domestic letter, so that one's going to be a challenge to get under the 2 centimeters, but that's why it's in the big envelope. Another one hammering kind of some parts, those masonry bricks, a whole gambit of leaves, a lot of tan, a little mixed thing, and a lot of black again. Black continues to be such a strong one, so that's a good order. Repeat purchaser who's coming in for the 4th time. Boom boom. Just picking up a few dishes there. That one's on AliExpress, as is the one with all the dark blue grey plates. Some more minifigure parts, so had a little flurry of that. It's back to just parts today, really. This one's really picking up a clone trooper from episode 3, the yellow one. They obviously have a black head. They'll complete that one already. And then the final of the 7 this morning, it came in this morning. Dark blue, light blue, grey, a little bit of red and a little bit of tan. Interesting pieces, really. And again, kind of hammering hard on some of the bits and pieces that were in the store. So fantastic to get all these orders in on a Tuesday. You know, traditionally kind of a fairly quiet day, but it does kind of speak to what I was talking about yesterday about how tricky it's going to be to keep the part number high while you're still trying to get stuff in the store. So it's a good problem to have, though, and I'm very happy to have it as a problem. Yesterday I picked up a UCS Slave one. It's complete. It's a little bit dusty and a little bit shabby in some places. I actually needed this windscreen part for my own rebuild of this. So it was really twofold, that kind of, it came with the minifigures. They're all in fantastic condition. They haven't been displayed in the light or anything like that. The set looks pretty much complete to me. It's got its plaque. Again, it's in pretty good condition. I don't know what you do with those ones. I don't know whether you list them or not. I'll have to check that out, because I've got that Imperial Star Destroyer one as well to list. But yeah, so the whole slave is there. Well, that part comes up. Oh, it's just on pins, is it? So I needed that part, but that part was looking like it was going to cost me $200 alone in Australia, and there weren't very many to sale. And I think the UCS Boba Fett goes for at least a couple of hundred, and I picked up the whole thing for 400 and a bit. So I'm going to part it out essentially and sell it as used things. But yeah, I don't think anyone will buy it as a whole, because I'm going to take out the windscreen, so that probably scuppers it. But what I did think it would do would generate quite a lot of new and probably sought after used parts to go into the store, which can't be a bad thing as we start to think about those bigger sets that I've got sitting in the storage unit, the AT-80 and the Millennium Falcon. Whether or not I go through the process of completing them, or whether or not I just part them out and sell them as used, which kind of what I got to yesterday was I would get another one of these really useful drawer company things to sit over this side and just have that for used parts. So not trying to convert from new to used parts at all as a store, but it's a way of perhaps increasing lot types, unique lots and stuff like that. So it's pretty decent. It's a big old ship though. Wow, it is a big monster ship, and it's got some interesting stuff. Like, I've never actually seen it in the flesh, but there she is. She's all complete. Like I say, I needed that one, and Boba Fett can get listed. The instructions are there too, so that's another good thing. It comes with a box, but I'm not really interested in the box. It's in fair condition, but I'm probably just going to break that down and put it in the recycle, because it's not really something I want to get into selling, because I just think it opens up a world of pain in terms of parts. Does that little back door open on this thing? Guess it does, eh? Yeah, so she's a little bit dusty, but that's all right, because I can get in there with a paintbrush and just clean her up a bit. And given that it's going to be used, it's not too bad. And these stickered parts are a bit kind of dogged around the edges. So, but I know kind of these parts and these parts are really hard to come by in Australia. So it'll be good to get something like that in the store. Some nice little control panel stickers there, eh? But you can see even with the canopy on, the dust has got in there. But Yeah, that's cool. So yeah, that's kind of, I'm going to just break that down over the next few days. There's no hurry for that. Like I say, it was kind of like a buy it for me, but buy it for the store kind of thing. Other than that, there's not really an awful lot to say at the moment. So I've got a bit of work I need to get done this morning, so I'll maybe check back in this afternoon. So it's Tuesday, just before lunchtime. Another little order's come in. Minifigure parts, some heads, some leg assemblies, a couple of accessories, maybe making some firemen, black trousers maybe, and a Hoth minifigure, old school one with a black head. So get that one added up. I've just been ordering some more of these actually. Getting very low of those, so I've ordered a whole new batch, changed up the front a bit to add the website onto the front, now that we're going to be seeing if that helps generate a few more orders. But given that that's 8 since yesterday, things are going well. Getting very conscious about the part count, keeping it high, but I'm just going to have to relax on that front, because there's only so much you can do. And as I'm talking to my phone, another order has just come through as well, so I best go and have a look at that one. Tuesday afternoon, massive order for 2x4 bricks, 171 of them it should have been, missing 2 of them because they were actually 2x3s, and just 4 little lavender log profile bricks. Going to be a pickup as well, so don't have to worry about getting it all in a box, which is fantastic. Good, decent order. Cleared out one of the overflow boxes, which is good. Also took delivery of an order that I got in from Germany. There was a lot of parts that I wanted, like those things, which just are not available in Australia, but they had a lot of volume in terms of tiles and things like that, so I stocked up on those. And also these little things that another one of those things that the minute I order them they vanish, so a whole bunch of parts of that. It's about 3,000 parts in all. Cost me about I think it's input price at the discount, you know, the price I paid for it worked out about 300 and a bit Aussie dollars, but when you convert it back to kind of the current inventory average type stuff, it works out at kind of doubling your money, which is fantastic. There's a few things they didn't differentiate between straight corners and curved corners on those things, so I've had to kind of figure that out, but that's alright. And they had the old school dark grey and the dark blue grey versions of those little pistols, which is good. So yeah, kind of, I've already put some of this away, and then I thought, oh god, I should really film it now, just kind of give you a look at kind of how I'm keeping inventory numbers up really on things that are selling through quickly. So I have kind of want lists where I've set the price where I know if I'm buying it at that price I'm going to be making a few cents per item when it sells. And you know, dark red bricks, always a winner, dark red tiles, always a winner, things like that. So yeah, so I'm going to get these put away. It'll bump back up the piece count, which is good, and buy me some time before I get into doing the part out of the Ghost, of which I've got 2 copies to part out this week, which I'm keen to get onto. 1 because of the minifigures, but 2 because it's some new parts and things to get into the store. Morning. It is Wednesday, and it's the first time in a long time, other than the PayPal situation, but even then, that we've got absolutely no orders whatsoever. So after a couple of days of total like going for it, you know, 8-10 orders over the weekend, and then 8 orders on Monday, and a good few yesterday as well. I can't remember how many it was now. None since then. And I thought it was maybe because I hadn't provided feedback as rapidly as I have been, so I did that last night before I called it a day. But no orders overnight. So we shall see what happens today. I have been adding some parts as we've gone along, and as you can see, we are past this week's target total already. So we're up to 133.5, which is fantastic, and parted out a couple of the new Ghost set, so those minifigures have been added into the set. The current sale averages are pretty high for all of those, but I guess they're fairly limited numbers out there at the moment, so that's pretty good. I've been doing some work on the website, but over on YouTube, the latest vlog is just storming along. It's already ahead of last week's vlog, which it's very hit and miss which vlogs go well and which don't. I really don't kind of understand which ones do well and which ones don't. I think it's just, don't know, kind of hit and miss, whichever, but it's always good when one goes well. Over on the new website, I've been adding a little bit of content, slowly, kind of ticking away at this. So we've got a couple of the latest videos up there. The countdown clock's still going. I have added the blog section, which is in here with one blog at the moment. So it's a written piece at the moment, which I'm going to do a video for in the fullness of time about things to consider before you start a Bricklink store. And then over on the top corner there is a buy Lego link, which takes you out to either Bricklink or Brickowl. I haven't checked those links, so I should. Yep, that works. So that's good. Other than that, there's nothing to report because there is no orders to go through. I'm going to record the first 3 months financial video today. I did some preparation for that last night. So I'm going to record that today and probably get that up either today or tomorrow. I'm not sure which, kind of depends how much of it I get done today. But other than that, it's going to be a case of moving on to parting out the Ahsoka T6 shuttle and breaking down the Slave 1 UCS set. They're the two big jobs that I need to get done. So no orders means more time to get stuck into those kind of tasks. So it's not all bad, although you would want some orders, but very happy with where we are in terms of part numbers. So that's good. So I'll catch you as and when there's something to report. Good morning. Thursday, 10:30ish in the morning. After the longest period of time in a long time, so it was like 11:30 on Tuesday, and it wasn't until Wednesday night that any orders actually came in. So we've had 4 or 5 since then. A whole bunch of minifigures going off to the States, clearing me out of the Kashyyyks, a couple of Endors, and some other Rebels, which is a good little package. Tidy little pack here as well, 93 items. I don't know, feels like it could be an X-Wing to me, kind of. The elastic bands, the rubber bands is a bit of a giveaway. The cockpit doesn't obviously fit, so it's either that or a Jedi Interceptor, but it could be an Obi-Wan maybe, but that's what it kind of feels like to me. So that one, and then this one again, kind of a couple of cockpit canopies and the usual kind of Star Warsy colours. This one, I can't remember what set those came in, but they're only a recent addition, and in fact there was like a really funny yellow, like a really light bright yellow parts that were in there that got cleared out as well this week. So it does show that these unusual colours do sell through pretty quickly, which, you know, I'm very grateful for. So a little bit of grey stuff, some wheels and some black and dark grey stuff. That person chose domestic parcel, even though that would have probably fitted in a domestic letter, but maybe they're keen on the tracking, which makes my life easier in terms of packing everything up. In fact, obviously the American one is international, that one's parcel, this one's parcel, that one's just standard mail. And then this one is for a set. It is the Ideas Doctor Who set, and I can't actually go and get it because the car garage downstairs, the door is jammed shut, so the mechanics are currently trying to fix that, so I can't actually get out to get to the storage unit until they do, so I'm a bit hamstrung at the moment. Continued with parting out, so we're up to 136,846 at the moment, so creeping into kind of next week's target at the moment. I don't see myself adding an awful lot more this week, just kind of odds and sods as I go along. Maybe try and do another part out this week, and if any part orders come in, obviously I'll add those in. But we have managed to get our rating up to 99%, which is just one neutral comment so far, which again, you know, you'll remember if you've watched all these videos, it was way back in the first kind of week. I tried to reach out to the customer to try and rectify it. They weren't responding. So yeah, 207 orders over there. Pretty happy with all of that. I have actually picked that order, which is good. But I do need to go through and just check the quantity, so I won't do anything yet on that because I don't want to lose my place. Week 40, this is how we're tracking so far, given that we had a completely down day, but pretty good. I think that set has obviously really helped the numbers this week, even though, you know, everything's going to be down at this point. What did we do last week in terms of number of sales? 33, but a lot of that came in 2 days, so you never know. In terms of total items sold, where were we? I think we did quite a lot. 2,396 last week. 2,003. So we're more than halfway down. We're only the third down on that. So the number of parts is going well, which pays testament to the fact that more volume in the store. I feel the more volume you sell in individuals' sales, if that makes sense. It probably doesn't. What am I trying to say? The bigger the store's got, the bigger the orders have gotten, with people having more variety of parts to choose from, and I think that's reflected in that number increasing. And the average sale is up quite a lot, which is cool. But not a single order from Brickowl this week, and it feels like there hasn't been one since like Saturday, which I don't know, it's such a hit and miss, Brickowl. Kind of, it really is a bit of a mystery to me. Black continuing to be the, oh no, dark blue grey is top of the shop. Blacks, these colours just don't look very good on screen, do they? Yeah, black lying in third after being in the lead for an awful lot of time. But yeah, that's pretty cool. And in terms of items versus lots, as you can see, kind of lots is doing really well. Kind of we're way up above that curve. And if you've watched my 3-month check-in, you'll know kind of where we're tracking against where we were and where the objectives are going ahead. Speaking of which, yesterday's upload of the 3-month financial performance video has done really well. 200 views in less than 24 hours, which I'm really happy with that. That's quite an achievement. And yeah, it was a busy day yesterday with that and Ahsoka, which I'll be honest, I thought the finale was a little bit disappointing. So a little bit of sorting still required. So some of the drawers are getting a bit full. So these 2x14s and 2x16s kind of overflowing. So I do actually need to go to IKEA today once I can get the car out. Once I've got the set, go to IKEA and get some more of these tubs. And there's a few places where we are getting to crazy capacity on stuff. And what I've noticed is that there is a bit of a mix-up in these two drawers. So one should be left, one should be right. And it seems like I've managed to get them a bit jumbled up when I've been consolidating parts. So I need to go through and sort a few bits and pieces like that, which kind of led me to thinking that I probably need to select a few drawers here and there to do a bit of an audit on now and then to make sure I've got the right things in the right places. otherwise we're going to get in a bit of bother every now and then. So I'm going to do that occasionally, just do a bit of an audit and see where we're at. Obviously, you know, we've got the boxes up there, we've got 2 litre containers in there, we've got the stack of drawers, we've got the overflows behind those, bigger drawers in there as well. And so there's a lot of different places where, you know, even under my desk here, there are 5 litre containers there. And then as we kind of pan around the desks, we've got the second set of drawers over here. Those 2 are packed to the rafters. They need to upgrade to a 5 litre tub, which will live down there. We've got some 5 litres there, and I think I can get another stack of 2 litres on top of those 2 litres up there. So 3 on there. I might be able to get a couple of 2 litres on top of that shelf there, and I could use some of that space there, but obviously those shelves, when I actually get back to doing it, will go up there, which will give me more room. So I'm going to get a couple more 5 litres, and I'm going to then get some more 2 litres as well once I can get the car out of the garage. But in the meantime, I can get these orders packed up and ready to go. So once I've got the set, I can wrap that up, get it all protected, and get that mailed out, and then report back later in the day. So, having said there was no Brickowl orders for ages, I've manifested one in. Modest order, a few blue parts and black parts, and dark blue grey. So I'm going with Space series type stuff, but just in time for me to go to the post office as it's approaching 3 o'clock. So that one's done, along with all the others that are going out. That big one at the bottom with the fragile tape is the Lego Ideas Doctor Who set, wrapped in a heap of bubble wrap, just to keep it safe. It's staying within WA, so it's not a big deal, but definitely want to make sure it's protected, because it's a quality set and someone's going to enjoy getting that. So just get this one packed up and sealed up, and then off to the post office. Morning, it is Friday, 6th of October, 4 orders in overnight, all of them fairly modest, but that's good. Kind of one Bricklink as well, so where one comes, another one follows, which is good. Kind of just the usual stuff. So this one's quite interesting from Brickowl, because in the details, I've never noticed this before, it gives you... you don't want to see the guy's name, do you? It gives you the external source, and this one came through Brickowl, which is kind of interesting. I didn't realise it did that until today. This one is going off to the States, no, Singapore. But these little black backs of the rockets, they're as rare as rocking horse shit, I tell you. And mine are the cheapest in the world. So no wonder they're buying them at that, by about half. So whatever, kind of, you know, someone's paying $5.21 for one of those, and they're buying 2 of them. Happy days, kind of good luck to them. That one, bit of tiles and stuff like that, bit of dark red. Dark red's going so well at the moment. I think because there was that on Brickowl, actually, there was that kind of UCS version of the T6 shuttle. It's got to be that. People have got to be going with that, or people are building the original T6 shuttle in kind of homage to the new one that's come out. I don't know, but there's an awful lot of red been around since the Ahsoka stuff came out. And then this one is a lot of dark grey plates. These 8x8s cleared me out of those. Which is ironic, because that's one of the ones I needed one of those 5 litre tubs for, that IKEA didn't have any, and I've ordered some online which they didn't have any in store, but I can collect them on Saturday, which is only tomorrow. So they were in store, they just couldn't be bothered to go and find them. 6x1 bricks, light blue grey, they're another one of those parts that just go out the door the minute you've got them. And equally with those horizontal clips, those as well, kind of every time I get any of them, then they go. Definitely ones to get in the store. And similarly, these 4x4 plates, they go all the time, eh? Like, not as mega volumes as that time when someone cleared me out of the black ones, but there's there's like 11 there, there's one in there, and they just go. So it's good because you start to learn what the staples are, if you know what I mean, kind of the things that you need to have a good stock of, that people are using a lot of. And it's not always the things that you find in a lot of sets. That's what I've learnt so far. So other than that, not really got a lot planned for today. It's going to be a beautiful day outside, so I intend to actually just enjoy the day, really. It's Friday, so kind of a bit of a cruisier day today. Get these packed up. I've got a little bit of work I need to finish off for Sydney. The time difference means that they have been knocking off about 2 o'clock my time, so 3 hours before they start packing up for the weekend. So I just need to crack on with that, get this done. Don't know, I might go and see if they've updated the pick a brick wall, or I might just go and walk on the beach. I don't know, but I'll come back and do a bit of a wrap up of the week, the numbers, where we're at and stuff like that, as usual. And if any other orders have come in, I'll show you those and maybe talk about what I plan to try and do over the weekend. So I'll speak to you in a bit. Just about to go to the post office, and an order for 594 items across 15 lots came in, which is this little lot. A whole heap of 1x plates, 1x3s, 1x2s, 1x1s in light blue grey, dark blue grey, tan and some olive. And then a little bit of clone action. I always love those helmets. They're really cool helmets. A pauldron, and then some larger plates in dark tan and light blue grey as well. So just in the nick of time, just going to get this one labelled up and then get it off to the post office with all the other orders, which is a great little round out to the postal deliveries for the Friday, isn't it? So Friday afternoon, end of the kind of the working week, kind of, you know what I mean. The work goes on, obviously, and we are finishing the week on 138 even, 984 parts, which is creeping close to already next week's goal, which would have been 140. Just being one of those weeks where I've kind of had a lot of bits and pieces come in, parts orders, done some part outs, just being quite productive quietly. I'm not really sure how much content I've even filmed this week. It's just kind of been a week of ticking over. The store has kind of added a couple of sets to the store. The Green Guts gift with purchase, the Houses of the World gift with purchase, one of those Millennium Falcon dioramas, just kind of adding a bit of stock in there. Obviously this week the 3-month finance performance check-in video went on the YouTube channel, and clearly everyone loves a bit of a finance video because that one's done fantastically well. 325 in 2 days, and it's brought in quite a spike of new subscribers as well. So 441 ticked right along, closing in on that 450 and getting towards that halfway mark of 500 as well, which is quite incredible. So that's kind of proven that that's probably a good route to go down in terms of those catch-up videos once a month. Also, I'm going to stick with that because it did need into the vlog as well, which was good. And it has kind of inspired me to do some more of these kind of how-to vlogs that I wanted to do. I want to do one about kind of setting up the store, the kind of the different storage, the different packaging and stuff like that, that I have learnt that you kind of need to be future-proofed and give yourself enough kind of wriggle room as you go. So where we're sitting at the moment, going into the weekend, 33 orders it was last week, but we did have 16 of those come in over the weekend, so it was like a storming couple of days over the weekend. So 19 plus 16 is kind of still doable, but who knows. You can tell I'm great at maths, aren't you? Brickowl has been very quiet this week. It's usually sitting about half of the orders, you know, half of what Bricklink has done. at this stage in the week, but it's way down, and all of those stats look depressingly down, apart from the average sales, which is up. The highest item was that set that was purchased, and whilst the total income looks like it's down, that in itself is kind of tracking on target. And the sales per day, I mean, I think we finished the month last month on 4 sales per day, so it's a fraction down. I'm not going to lose sleep over it right now, because it does ebb and flow an awful lot. So that's where we're at. What does the week look like in terms of the colour? Dark blue grey has been the one. Black, look at that. Look how far black is back in the black. Back. I'm sure there's a song in there somewhere. Just an about turn, really, isn't it? Kind of black was killing it for ages. White was up there. Dark red was really popular for a week, but this week's been a funny one. In terms of minifigures, has been a big one this week. No instructions this week. Again, you know, that seems really kind of on off. You can never predict it. But it's been a good week. It's felt like I've been in quite good control this week in terms of getting orders picked and packed and orders kind of out the door. I think as you get more volume and things get their own drawers, it does seem to speed you up because you're not having to dig around to find the parts. So, you know, scale does help with speed, ironically. So yeah, that's it for the week, really. Over the weekend, I'm going to sort out some drawers, a little bit of reallocation, a little bit of preparation for the week ahead, a little bit of a tidy down, empty the bin under my desk and things like that, and get ready for trying to break down that slave one. I've been talking about it all week. I haven't done it. It's on my list for the weekend. But other than that, start attacking the sets that are remaining in the top cupboard there for parting out. I might try and do a couple of little ones over the weekend just to tick us along. I might not upload them. I might just put them in a BSX file and wait for next week. But other than that, it'll be getting the vlog ready. So have a great weekend. I'm off to the beach tomorrow to have a bit of a chill out, enjoy the blue sky, and I'll catch you next week. Thanks for watching. If you liked and enjoyed this week's vlog, please give it a thumbs up. Let's push on this algorithm and help drive us along to that monetization goal for the channel. And be sure to subscribe so that you know when the next video goes live, because you never know when that might be. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.